Johnson. As you all know, Aziz Ansari came out with this masterclass called Modern Romance. But I realized that what's missing is Johnson and Johnson's Immersions approach to dating. So, being the budding entrepreneur that I am, and, having loans that I gotta pay back, I thought of coming up with a book of my own, Contemporary Romance. So now, let's find out each of Johnson's Immersions approach to dating. So, you're in the PE practicum?
Yes, I am.
Great. So tell me, how do you approach dating?
Well, for me it's all about the diligence. Understanding how the individual works, coming up with a thesis, and identifying and mitigating the risks.
Wow. Okay. So you're one of those people who signs a prenup.
Well, of course. You don't want to invest in something that you don't understand, and you always want to structure the deal to mitigate the risk.
So, what's your approach to dating?
Simple. I follow the STP. Segmentation, targeting, positioning.
So, how does that work?
Well, I segment out the entire Cornell population, and there are many different ways to do that. Then it's targeting and positioning. Once you know your target, you've got to get in position. For example, if you're targeting the doesn't study segment, you go to rule-offs. If you're targeting the pretends to study segment, you go to stage. And if you're targeting the small portion of the population that actually studies, you drunkenly show up at their doorstep. And then you've got to think about how you build awareness with the target segment.
And how do you do that?
Yeah, so you gotta do free samples, give them a chance to connect with the product, hopefully turn them into product advocates.
So, tell me, how do you approach dating?
Simple, one word, synergy.
Synergy?
Yeah, synergy. It's classic MBA speak. It's all about identifying the attractive markets and then growing with them. Synergies occur when you can leverage her attractiveness for your growth. Their assets.
So, tell me, how do you approach dating? Relax, man. Just take your time. Don't be nervous.
No, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's
Dude, what is it?
I've never been on a date. No one ever wants to go on a date with me. No one notices the corporate finance immersion. We're not the cool crowd. It's not fair. It's like we're Johnson's forgotten stepchild.
Aw, I'm sorry, dude. It's gotta be tough.
It is. I just want to play with numbers on a spreadsheet. Why is it I have to be a banker for that to be cool? Can't people accept me for who I am?
So, what's your approach to dating?
I haven't really had to think about it since I met my sweetheart.
I'm sorry. Who now?
My boyfriend. I met him all by myself in the customized immersion.
All by yourself. Okay. So, how do you approach dating?
So I focus on optimizing the cost, quality, and speed of my dates.
I'm sorry. I don't quite understand.
Look, man, when you got to factor in all the shit that we have going on, you have to factor in how many busy club activities and real life things we have going on. You only really have Saturdays for dating. So you got to cram as many things into Saturday and be as efficient as possible.
So, what do you do on Saturday?
So I start with brunch. You got to pick the right place. Carriage House is way too expensive. Waffle Frolic takes way too damn long. So you got to go with the diner. And with that, you really got to optimize well. State Street Diner, you just don't want to do that because that's a huge pain in the ass to get to. So you go to the Hole in the Wall Lincoln Diner, and that actually saves me about $6 per plate.
And so?
It doesn't stop there. You only have one day, so you really need to fit in 4 dates total.
4?
Yeah, so once you drop date 1 off, then you go and pick up date 2 for an afternoon walk in the Cornell orchards.
That's nice.
Yeah, best part is, it's free. So
how do you measure the quality component of the date?
So that's the best part. I actually received one-on-one feedback in the form of an after-action survey that I request they fill out.
So how was New Orleans?
Oh, it's pretty fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Here's what survey you asked me to fill out this morning.
Oh, thanks, babe.
What'd you get?
Looks like I got an A.
A+. Don't worry about it though. Jim will tell you. Undergrads curve way easier.
So, how do you approach dating?
Well, I took a pretty scientific and data analytics approach to it, true to Johnson fashion. I analyzed like what makes relationships long-term compatible. Looked at samples from both successful and unsuccessful relationships, and created this amazing predictive model which works, I believe, with very high precision. Yeah, I mean, when I created an app out of it, and just I got to the only one match, and that's my wife. I'm really proud of this.
Aww. And you got one perfect match too?
Yes. See?
I'm gonna fix that.
So, how do you approach dating?
Well, I like to diversify my portfolio to minimize risk while simultaneously trying to get disproportionate returns.
How do you do that?
Well, if you actually look at my portfolio, you can see that I ask out every girl at Johnson at least once, so as to minimize the risk of rejection.
I see. Hey, isn't that Kalechi's name on there?
Like I said, diversified portfolio and disproportionate returns.
So, Jason, what's your approach to dating?
Well, generally I look at dating just like any other market. I look at how to earn money from doing basically nothing.
Earn money?
Yeah, my goal is to earn fees by putting the right parties together to make a deal happen.
I think she's a good fit for your client's long-term goals. She's smart, funny, a college athlete, has huge earnings potential, and she wants 3 kids. I think she's great.
Yeah, our client has some concerns. First, she's not into watching SportsCenter in the morning. We're going to have to expend some effort to fix that. Second, our synergy plan requires that we consolidate apartments to reduce overhead by day 90. Also, we plan to divest the dog after the merger.
What? Unacceptable. We're never going to agree to divest the dog, and we're not shutting down the apartment.
You have to. It makes no sense to keep the extra costs.
Oh,
but that's
This is
ridiculous.
absolutely...
So, once we have interest from both parties, we help to negotiate the terms.
Our comps show that within Ithaca, the average date was dinner at Luna's, followed by a magic show on the Commons.
No way. Your comp set is too broad. In our comp set, we only limited to Cornell graduates, and we came up with an average of Boathouse followed by Argos.
What? No.
Wait, further.
Makes no sense.
Further. She's way above average. She should clearly be at the top end of the concept.
I completely agree.
No.
Top end.
No.
Has to be.
And then once the terms are done, all there is left is to sign.
All right, just sign here.
I'll tell you just sign right here.
Well, I'm really happy that this worked out. Can't wait for you to move in.
Move in? What? I thought we were just going to Boathouse and Argos.
Boathouse and Argos? Guys, what's going on here? Can we fix this?
Sorry, friend. Deal is signed.
What?
Deal's a deal.
After.
So that's really all there is to it. Pretend to work hard, get paid. Oh wait. The bill. Don't worry, we take PayPal.
Hey there!
Hey man!
So you're from the SG Immersion, right? And you're gonna tell me about how you approach dating in the SGE?
Yeah, we love dating in the SGE. In SGE, we really feel that dating and relationships is all about finding ways to connect with the inner person. You gotta get past the resume, you gotta get past the salary, all this materialistic bullshit, and find the inner person. And the only way to do that, the only way to connect with someone really, is if you let those walls come down yourself and you start exposing yourself and your vulnerabilities to other people. So that's why I'm here, helping connect with others in the Johnson community.
Well, I certainly felt like I know you. I appreciate you being you and exposing yourself. They were informative interviews. I learned a lot and was surprised at the findings. Make sure you find out the results by buying the second edition of my book in stores soon. There, dude. It's gonna be okay. You'll find someone.
No, it's not. I'm gonna be alone. I'm gonna be alone forever. You wanna go on a date with me?
Not